In this video, we are going to learn how to create and execute a view in MySQL. But before jumping directly onto the syntax, let's first understand the concept of this term called view and why do we use it in our database. In SQL, a view is a virtual table based on the result set of an SQL statement. A view contains rows and columns just like a real table. The fields in a view are fields from one or more real tables in the database. So basically, what it is saying is a view is a virtual table, just like the real tables. Now we create database, and inside a database, we can create as many tables as we want. Okay, but in addition to these real tables, we can also create virtual tables. Now, there are two reasons for creating a virtual table. First, you can use it for the backup. Let's say if I have a database and that database is consisting of 1,000 tables. Okay, there are 1,000 tables inside that database, and each table has hundreds or maybe thousands of columns. Now it becomes utmost importance for me to maintain or to know that no employee is manipulating or changing something. Let's say if any employee tries to change the type of a field or maybe do any changes in the table, I should know, right? So that's why we take the backup, so that if any user tries to, if any employee tries to make any changes to the field, uh, we can figure it out because we already have the complete backup of the database schema. So basically, we don't take the backup of the data, we just take the backup of the columns, like the column names, the fields, and everything. We don't take the backup of that data. Okay, so this is one reason virtual tables are used. The second table is used for testing purpose. The second reason is they are used for testing purpose. Now let's say if I have a table which is consisting of 99 columns, okay, but I want to add one more table, okay, I just want to add one more column. I just want to add one more column to this table. So once a column is added, we even have to test it, right? That the data is being properly stored inside that column or not, or are we getting any problem? And we must test it, right? Instead of directly inserting this column inside the real table, we first insert it in the virtual table, we test it, and if everything works perfect, then only we insert this column in the real table. So that is why virtual tables comes into the picture. They are used mainly for these two reasons. First, for the backup, and second, for the testing purpose. You can add SQL functions, pair and join statements to a view and present the data as if the data were coming from one single table. Okay, so you can apply all the queries to this virtual table and it will work just like a real table where we fire queries, we insert data, we update data, we retrieve data. So all these operations can even be performed with virtual tables. So now the syntax is, first we have two keywords, create and view, followed by the view name. So you can keep any view name, it completely depends on you. Then we have a keyword as select. We can select how many columns we want inside that virtual table. Now these columns can be from one table or one or more real tables. Okay, if you want columns from different tables to be present inside a single virtual table, you can do that. Okay, so I'm just selecting how many columns I want to insert in that virtual table from this table name. We can have one or more tables as well, but for now I have just written from table name. And then if you want to add any condition, you can using the where clause. So this is how the syntax looks like. Okay. So now what we will do is we will practically see this. Okay. So I will just go to PHP myadmin and there let's execute this. Okay. Okay. So I'm inside my PHP myadmin and now we will go to the database called programming. So I have this database. Now inside that database, we already created a table called users. Okay, so I will just browse that table. Okay, so this is the table which is consisting of three columns: username, email, and age. And there are some values as well. Okay. So what are we going to do here is we will just create one virtual table inside this database. Okay, let's create a virtual table and inside that we will add these two columns, username and email. Okay, let's do that. I'll just go to this database programming and here inside SQL, I'll just say create view. Let's give the view name as V. I'm just giving V for now. Keep it simple. As select column names. Okay, so I'll just say username, email, and let's even add age. Okay, let's add all the three columns. From table name is users because all the three columns belongs to the table called users. Okay, and I'm not giving any where condition for now. I will just give a semicolon. So what I have said is create view, then view name as select. I'm selecting the column names which I want to insert inside my view table from this table. Okay, so I will just run this query. Let's click on go. Okay, so as we can see, a table called view has been created. Okay, now I will just click on this. Okay, let's click on this table. I will just browse it, click on browse. Okay, so as you can see, a table called view has been created, a username, email, and age, and it is containing all the values that are present inside my table called users. So this is the beauty of views, virtual tables. As soon as you create it, it will fetch all the data from the real table. Okay, then here you can add one more column, you can test it, and if everything works perfect, then the same operation you can perform in the real table. Okay, so this is how the view, so this is why virtual tables are used. Okay, and in the next video we are going to learn how to modify or delete the view. Okay, thank you.